Yeah.
Look at the concession stand.
I'm sorry. You want to get stuff before the game? Looks like we're getting there like 20 minutes early. Lyndon said Jack Collison or Collison?
Collison.
Collison. Jack Collison. Oh no, it didn't do it. Jack Collison. There you go. Audio messages are fun. Oh, let's have some fun tonight. Let's score the goals. Tell you what, those 3-3 games looked awfully fun to call.
Well, I don't want to spoil everybody's fun, but it's 2 goals for Flemings, 3 for Legion FC, and 0 goals for Atlanta United 2. So, sorry if I've taken the fun out of the match for you, but that's how it will be.
I will be just fine with that. Let's have a good one, boys and girls. As June comes to a close, Birmingham Legion FC remain atop the Central Division table. One of those teams chasing them, though, Atlanta United 2, who visit the Magic City tonight on this edition of Midweek Soccer in the USL Championship. nestled into the south side of downtown Birmingham, Alabama. This is BBVA Field, our host for tonight's Central Division contest between Birmingham Legion FC and Atlanta United 2. Good evening, everybody, and welcome into our broadcast tonight. Alongside the coach, Mike Getman, I'm Blake Gardner. The third member of our crew is Lyndon Blake. She will join us in just a bit. But Mike, excited about this matchup tonight, an intriguing one on tap. Two teams playing each other for already the second time this year.
Matches with Atlanta United 2 are always fun. You don't know which players they're going to put on the field, but you know how they're going to play. They're a wide open team that likes to attack, and for Birmingham Legion, that means there's a chance to score some goals and a chance to add to their lead at the top of the table.
Yeah, we're looking forward to a very pretty game of soccer tonight, assuming the weather cooperates. And as we look at our impact players tonight, let's start at the back for Atlanta United 2, one of the best young goalkeepers in the league, in Rocco Rios Novo.
Yeah, I love Rocco Rios Novo. He's been hot all season long. He's only 18 years old, but he plays a lot older than that.
Rios Novo has given up just 6 goals this year. He has 23 saves, including some outstanding efforts the last time these two teams met. Meanwhile, on the other side for Birmingham Legion, they've conceded just 8 goals in 10 games, and Matt Van Oekel's a big reason why.
Matt Van Oekel's the leader of this team from the back. He's been good for all 3 seasons he's been in Birmingham. There's no question he's the guy they count on to make 1 or 2 big saves every match.
Nobody has more clean sheets than Van Oekel this year, with a team high and league high 4 plus 35 saves, is also one of the best marks in the USL Championship this year. Well, Birmingham Legion enter play tonight having never lost to Atlanta United 2, with 4 consecutive wins over the past 3 seasons. Can Atlanta change that tonight? We'll find out. Starting lineups and kickoff come your way right after this.
Coors Light is cold filtered for brightness and clarity. The world's most refreshing beer, Coors Light.
Welcome back to BBVA Field, Birmingham, Alabama. Just about ready to go tonight between Birmingham Legion FC and Atlanta United 2. But first, let's get a look at each side's starting 11s. And Mike, let's begin with the visitors from Atlanta. A couple of changes for Atlanta United 2 and Jack Collison on the road this evening.
They've struggled to win lately, so it's not a surprise that they've made some changes. I'm really looking forward to seeing 2 16-year-olds and an 18-year-old on the field.
And certainly Atlanta United 2 fans very happy to see Aiden McFadden, the Notre Dame product, is back in the starting 11 tonight for Atlanta. Meanwhile, for Birmingham Legion FC, just a couple of changes here as well, including the inclusion of Prosper Kasim, who's back healthy.
That's the big story of the day for Legion. Prosper Kasim finally back on the field after a very long injury break. But the rest of the starting lineup, players that we've been seeing game after game,
including all 3 top attackers, Junior Flemings, Nico Brent, and J.J. Williams, all in the starting 11 tonight. There's our refereeing crew tonight, led by Matthew Corrigan, the native of Oklahoma. Gets his 8th USL Championship assignment here in 2021. He did the Colorado Springs New Mexico United contest last week. Corrigan leads our 4 officials out onto the BBVA Field pitch tonight. Not too far behind him, the coaches for each of these 2 clubs. First, Tom Sohn, the leader of Birmingham Legion FC, trying to get Legion FC back to their 3rd consecutive playoff berth here in 2021. On the other touchline, Jack Collison, the first-year head coach, is just 32 years old, has now completed his first full month in charge of Atlanta United 2 after coming over from quite the Premier League stint with West Ham and Aston Villa. His side ready to go to work. Atlanta United 2 in their change white strips tonight on the road here in Birmingham, led by Aiden McFadden. Out here on the near side wing, The super draft pick for Atlanta United. Loan down here to Atlanta United 2 has been excellent so far in 2021. He leads the line for Atlanta United 2 in white. Birmingham Legion FC in their attack black. Here at home tonight in front of the home crowd, and there is the whistle. We are underway from Birmingham, Alabama for the second time this year. Atlanta United 2 against Birmingham Legion FC. Of course, it wouldn't be a Legion home game without the threat of at least a little bit of rain. Had a little bit of drizzle in pregame warm-ups, but it looks like any type of extended showers are going to stay away tonight. Cross your fingers as I say that. 84 degrees in Birmingham, Alabama as we kick this thing off.
Certainly good conditions for the start. A little bit overcast. The field is slightly wet, but just the way the players like it.
Alex Crognale all the way back to the feet of his goalkeeper. Matt Van Oekel once again gets the start as the Legion keeper this evening. And from one goalkeeper to the other, here's the first touch for Rocco Rios Novo. Bruno Lapa onto the loose ball. A good tackle in the end by Bryce Washington to send it into touch. Throw in coming here for Legion FC. Prosper Gassim back in the starting 11, connects with Lapa. Lovely footwork there to get out of trouble. Asiadu's switch gets cut out. As Dean tries to keep it alive, does so. Throw in here for Birmingham on the other touchline. Mike gives us a chance to look at our keys to the game tonight. Let's start with Atlanta United 2. Just one win from their last 5 contests. How do they turn it around on the road tonight?
Yeah, well, it's all about who plays, and they've definitely made some changes into this lineup. Some young guys coming on. It'll be very interesting to see. And, of course, defending. They've struggled to defend Legion forwards in the past. Legion have scored 11 times in 4 games, so that's a real key for them. For Legion, it's all about being physical. They're the older, more mature team. They want to take advantage of that, and they should be a little bit fresher, having had 7 days between matches after a bunch of games in a row.
You mentioned that freshness. Both teams pretty fresh and pretty healthy coming into tonight. We'll look at our Viva Health injury report here in just a moment as that's sent out of play by Washington. Nobody on the injury reports. Brought to you by Viva Health for Birmingham Legion FC or Atlanta United 2. Officially coming into the night. Lapa leaves it for Brett. Flag stays down. Brett's centering ball somehow goes across the mouth of goal without being turned in.
Nico Brett trying to be a great teammate. He should have shot that. He was looking for J.J. Williams in the center for a tap in, but he was only 8 yards out. He should have just hammered that home.
One more look at it here. Lovely pass to Free Brett. But you're right, Nico Brett, who scored 7 times this year, you'd probably rather him just have a go from such close range. McFadden wins the ball in the air, brings it down. Kavita cuts out the pass from Robbie Mertz. Now Legion can roll again. Here's Bruno Lapa, the dangerous man in midfield for Legion FC. Top 10 in the league and chances created so far this year, just like he was in his rookie season a year ago. Crognale beats Mertz to the ball on the ground, and Lapa able to bring it down.
Great first touch from Bruno Lapa.
Bruno Lapa seeing a lot of the ball here through the first 3.5 minutes. J.J. Williams, his first real extended touches, and a lovely switch all the way across the park to Junior Flemings.
Great switch. That was his left foot. Hit it 70 yards right on a dime.
Bruno Lapa almost able to control it at the top of the area. Will Riley, Josh Bauer both tracking back. Rios Novo not able to make a clean catch. Lapa trying to bring it down just over the bar.
This chance was created by J.J. Williams. There was a ball floated up, easy catch for the goalkeeper, but instead of just watching, J.J. Williams goes ahead and attacks the ball. You see it, he had an opportunity to put some pressure on the keeper who spilled it, and Bruno Lapa almost the beneficiary.
Early dangerous moments generated by the Legion attack through the first 4.5 minutes. Questions being asked of this young Atlanta back line, but now a turnover generated, and here comes Atlanta United 2 for the first time tonight. Aiden McFadden But good work tracking back defensively by the former Atlanta United two-man, Anderson Asiadu.
Anderson always has good matches against Atlanta United too. There is some history between him and the parent club, and he always seems ready to play when Birmingham Legion plays Atlanta United too.
Bruno Lapa brought down, free kick given, and Nico Brett asking for potentially a yellow card for his troubles, but nothing shown in the end. There's Junior Fleming's out space once again. Nico Brett playing Johnny Dean into the attack. Dean trying to keep his feet and possession, does both. And gets the cross whipped in just over the bar in the end.
Well, we've seen this kind of game all week long in the Euros, and it looks like we may have something similar with both teams all-out attack going end to end.
Both teams had pretty solid attacks the last time they met. You wouldn't know it by the final score line. Into just 1-0 Birmingham's way, but Atlanta had plenty of possession, just couldn't really generate any shots on targets in that contest. Birmingham, meanwhile, had 7 shots on target. Only one of them beat Rocco Rios Novo, who had a splendid performance.
He was excellent in that match. Legion lost the possession battle in that game, but ended up ahead on the scoreboard. I would be surprised if Atlanta United 2 doesn't dominate at least a little bit in possession. They have almost every match this year.
Atlanta top 6 in USL Championship this year coming into the night in passes completed. They love to control the pace. They pressure high up the park typically. Ryan James trying to get Junior Flemings in behind in a foot race with Bryce Washington. Good work by Washington. The 22-year-old who played his college soccer at Rutgers and Pitt is in for quite the battle tonight on this wing with Junior Flemings.
That's the kind of challenge players like. Defenders love to get matched up with somebody who's got a name. Junior Fleming's obviously the leading goal scorer in the league last season, so as a defender you really enjoy that challenge. Can I be the guy that shuts him out?
All the way back it goes to Camden Feo, the Frenchman. Here's Aiden McFadden once more. Atlanta obviously very happy to have him back in the starting 11. He was off to a blistering start in 2021, but hadn't played since the Sporting Kansas City contest back on the 9th. Riley dispossessed by James. Here comes Birmingham. Lapa just a bit too heavy to find Nico Brett.
Birmingham Legion are finding some gaps. They're able to get the ball out wide, then back into the middle. They've come close a number of times already in these first 7 or 8 minutes.
Washington, a bit of a heavy touch, and throw in here for Birmingham. Good pressure generated by Junior Flemings. Flemings back heel leaves it for James. James got the service towards the back post. Williams up high to get it, but couldn't redirect it on frame.
Really tough ball to get any power on. The ball was floated. JJ had to get up, and then he tried to snap his neck to get the power, but just couldn't quite get it right.
One more look at the attempt here from Williams. Asking for a touch, did not get one from our referee Matthew Corrigan. But just like that, Birmingham win possession back as Atlanta couldn't successfully build out of their back line. Flemings against Washington and McFadden. Able to hold them both off and connect with Asiadu. Alex Crognali, plenty of time and space. JJ Williams checks back into midfield for a touch. Dean out wide. Dean gets around one man, can't beat the second.
Camden Feo read that really well. Stepped over, got in the passing lane, won the ball cleanly.
Birmingham continue to press as Atlanta tries to build out of the back. Camden Feo sends it long. Asiadu back to the feet of Fanwo Kavita, who once again wears the captain's armband tonight for Birmingham. 11 straight starts for the former product of Clemson. He has been an impact signing for Birmingham's back line. James for Flemings. Brett's trying to fight off Camden Feo. Doesn't have a whole lot of options at the moment, though. Flemings almost trying to flick through Bruno Lapa. It was ambitious.
Big smile on Junior Fleming's face. He knew that that was just an inch or two from being a fantastic ball laid in. These 3 and really 4 attacking players for Legion. J.J. Williams, Bruno Lapa, Nico Breton, Junior Flemings, all 4 of them great goal scorers, also great passers of the ball.
Been an entertaining first 11 minutes here at BBVA Field. Down on the field level is the 3rd member of our crew. That is Lyndon Blake, who we'll hear from in just a moment as Aiden McFadden draws Atlanta forward. Tries to switch it all the way across the park to Caleb Wiley. Wiley gets his service away, but a bit too far in the end. And a goal kick coming here for Birmingham Legion FC. Now let's send it downstairs to Lyndon Blake. Lyndon.
Hey Blake, you know Legion FC is committed to giving back to the Birmingham community. Pride Night here is no different. Check out these scarves. A lot of people are repping them in the stands tonight. A portion of the proceeds that are from this Pride Legion FC scarf will go to the Magic City Acceptance Center. That's a center in downtown Birmingham that is...
Great job. Forward, Will. Keep going, Aiden. We need you right. We need you.
Thanks, Lyndon. Back up here, 12 minutes gone by at BBVA Field on this Wednesday night. An absolutely gorgeous Wednesday night it's turned into. Blake Gardner, Mike Yemen, Lyndon Blake, your crew here in Birmingham, whether you're watching on My68 or ESPN Plus. Glad to have you with us for this Central Division matchup tonight between Atlanta and Birmingham. Legion fans, don't forget to stay up to date on all the latest Legion FC news. Download the Birmingham Legion FC app today. Available on both iOS and Android platforms. That is the Birmingham Legion FC app. Your home for all things Birmingham Legion FC. Good extended run of possession here for Atlanta. Really their best of the night so far. Aiden McFadden is in. Flag stays down. McFadden puts it in. And Atlanta United 2 have an early lead on the road.
Little bit of miscommunication in the back 4 for Birmingham Legion. McFadden was allowed to run across, but no talk between Ryan James and Fanuel Kavita. Kavita didn't know he was there. Great pass slipping him in. Once he was behind the defense, there wasn't any doubt as to what was happening.
The great start to 2021 continues for Aiden McFadden. Make it 6 goals scored for the rookie. And one more look at the run here. Hard to tell from that angle whether it was onside, but based on the reaction from Ryan James, it looks like he was kept on, and a clinical finish in the end. So after a dozen, really Baker's dozen minutes of action, the bulk of which Birmingham controlled, it's the visitors, Atlanta United 2, who have a lead on the road. And for a Birmingham team that had kept a long stretch of a clean sheet, including just this past Wednesday at Miami, they find themselves in an early hole, less than a quarter hour in.
Legion will be disappointed to give up the goal. They'd had a lot of possession. They created some chances. They've had clean sheets in the past, but they've also come from behind a number of times. So I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of panic out of Legion FC.
Washington got a foot in. Asiadu tries to send it back that direction and finds Ryan James. James gets a service away. Bauer got a foot in. Here's Prosper Gassim. Out wide for Dean. Good work by Caleb Wiley to win the foot race out there.
A little bit of a hospital pass from Prosper Kasim. Johnny Dean at a full sprint, but Wiley just about took his leg off with that tackle. Perfectly timed, well placed.
J.J. Williams fighting Camden Faya with the edge of the box, and in the end wins a corner, the first of the night for Birmingham, and it's brought to you by Chick-fil-A. It'll be Bruno Lampa to bring in the service. Birmingham will crowd that 6-yard box with all the big bodies, including all the center backs forward. And before this corner is taken, Matthew Corrigan, our referee tonight, will have some words with whoever just shoved Nico Brett out of there.
Both of these teams have a lot of big guys to throw in the box. Legion have sent 8 guys forward. Atlanta United 2 has brought 11 people back.
To the top of the box it goes for Asiadu, and Asiadu is brought down right on the edge of the area. So a free kick given away in a very dangerous position by Bradley Camden Faya.
All the Legion attacking players are lining up wanting to take this free kick.
6-on-6 crime as Camden Faya hacks down to Asiadu. Free kick brought to you by Birmingham Freightliner. And from this angle and this distance, Mike, this is certainly one that everyone's going to be pining to take.
Bruno Lampa is usually the man on set pieces for Legion, but this is a little bit off to the right, which tends to mean a left-footed shot. J.J. Williams can crack it with his left or right. Nico Brett, of course, a goal scorer, and Junior Flemings, who's got a magical left foot, coming over and talking to everybody.
A quartet of black shirts around it. Lampa leaves it for Kasim, and the shot is blocked. Bit of misdirection there for Birmingham, but nothing comes of the chance in the end. Brett couldn't quite connect with J.J. Williams. Good work defensively once again by Caleb Wiley, who's off to a good start tonight. And now a chance for Atlanta United 2 to push forward.
3-on-3 if they go quickly. 4-on-3.
In the end, Kavita cuts out the opportunity, and now Legion sprinting back the other direction, or they would have been had that pass connected with Junior Flemings. Good start tonight for Atlanta United 2. They get Aiden McFadden back in the starting 11. And just like that, he's back on the score sheet as well. The former member of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish has been a key piece of what Atlanta United 2 has been able to do so far this year. Mike, this is an Atlanta United 2 club that got off to a great start in 2021. 10 points from their first 5 games. But then just 4 points over their last 5, including a loss at home against OKC this past weekend. But so far, so good in terms of trying to get back on track tonight.
Atlanta United 2 started very strong. They were right at the top of the table. Then they went through a little bit of a tough spell, dropped some late points in games where they had the lead but just couldn't hold on. But they've always stuck to their style of play. They love to keep possession. They knock it around. Mostly the ball is on the floor, and they've always had some great attacking players, and they've proven that tonight.
That's a whistle and a foul, and that has to be a yellow card, and it is shown. The Bradley Camden Faya, our first booking of the night, is brought to you by Rubio Law Firm. And despite Camden Faya's argument about an elbow, that argument will go unheard as Nico Brett was brought down.
I don't think there's much doubt about who took down who on that play. But Camden Faya, a very experienced defender, pleading his case, at the very least trying to get away from the yellow card.
At 26 years old, Camden Faya qualifies as the elder statesman of this starting 11 tonight for Atlanta. The native of Paris, France, is in his second campaign with Atlanta United 2. Throw in coming here for Atlanta right in front of their own touchline. Fans Birmingham Legion FC entrust the care of its athletes to UAB Sports Medicine Team. You should as well. All of our doctors are fellowship trained and have extensive experience caring for patients of all ages. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a competitive athlete, come see UAB Sports Medicine so we can help get you back to your active lifestyle. Will Riley, just 18 years old, out wide. Here to the center back, Josh Bauer, who Birmingham fans are quite familiar with. Plenty of ties between these two clubs. Josh Bauer, of course, spent time with Birmingham in the shortened 2020 campaign a year ago. Already talked about Anderson Asiadu's former time with Atlanta after he was drafted by the parent club. J.J. Williams played for both Atlanta United and the two club in 2020. Nice turn there by Riley to free himself. Here comes Will Riley with a chance. Asiadu trying to fight him off the ball and a free kick given right at the top of the area. And the Legion defenders can't believe it. Asiadu thought he was shoulder to shoulder. We'll get one more look here in just a moment.
Yeah, I think we'll see it on the replay. There's a little bit of a bump from behind at the start of the play. Then he got around his man. There's the little bump. Little hip to hip right on the edge of the box. Looks like maybe he hit the man first and then got the ball, but Anderson Asiadu certainly thought he had ball. Referee was right on top of the play. It's hard to argue too much with that call.
Maybe just 19 yards away here. Atlanta United 2 with a golden opportunity to double their early advantage here on the road. Camden Feo looks like he's going to be the man to take it. It is Camden Feo, and it's high and wide.
Center backs don't get too many chances to score. Camden Feo with a very educated left foot. Just couldn't get that one to drop quick enough.
So a dangerous moment for Birmingham, but their deficit at the moment just one. As we approach the halfway point of this first 45 minutes. A gorgeous night from Birmingham, Alabama, as the sun sets behind the goal of Rocco Rios Novo. Caleb Wiley making the run. Can he keep it in play? Yes, and he's around Dean. It's still Caleb Wiley into the area and eventually just lost it over the end line.
Took two defenders to stop him, and Alex Cronali and Johnny Dean getting the job done right on the edge of the end line.
Caleb Wiley, just 16 years old, making his 8th start, his 5th straight tonight for Atlanta United 2. But he has been a force, creating chances out of the back. 8 chances created, good for 3rd on the club, despite playing most of his contests this year as the left fullback.
Atlanta United, as an overall organization, is one of the very best clubs at developing young talent in our country. They and perhaps FC Dallas have produced more pros than any other organization. And we're seeing 3 really young guys tonight, but all 3 of them holding their own so far.
Philadelphia Union would like a word as well, I think.
Well, there's certainly lots of clubs that would probably argue with me, but Atlanta United, it's been part of their DNA. FC Dallas, it's been part of their DNA. Philadelphia Union, of course, have done a great job. LA Galaxy and lots of other clubs. Seattle Sounders and Portland Timbers have had some pretty good youth setups as well. So I don't know that you can really just single out 1 or 2, but both Atlanta and Dallas have been producing young talent for a number of years.
Here's Matias Benitez, who lost it. Ryan James under a bit of duress. Matias Benitez brought down, and a yellow card coming for Ryan James. So another dangerous opportunity, not too far outside the box, coming for Atlanta United 2.
Camden Feo again, the elder statesman of this team, stepping to the ball.
Just a bit of miscommunication there between Kavita and James. Leads to the yellow card and the dangerous opportunity.
A little bit of a discussion over the ball between 2 Atlanta players.
Yellow card brought to you by Rubio Law Firm. Camden Feo close to it. Is it going to be him who strikes it? for the second time? Answer is no. It's curled over and just wide. Not a bad effort from Matias Benitez.
But Benitez very close on that. I think Camden Feu thought it was in. He started to give him 5 and then realized, oh, it's gone wide.
One more look at the opportunity here for the young Argentinian. Looked like Matt Van Oekel had it covered, but still a solid bending effort from the 20-year-old. Whistle, free kick given as Robbie Mertens clatters to the ground. Atlanta United 2 head coach Jack Collison certainly has to be pleased with his team's performance so far. For more on the Atlanta United 2 head coach, here's Lyndon Blake. Lyndon?
Blake Collison seems pleased the entire season so far. He says he's having a lot of fun with these guys this year because they've been staying together, playing together. They haven't had a lot of MLS guys drop down to the Atlanta United 2 level, which says it makes it a lot of fun for these players to get that experience. And that's what kind of drew him to Atlanta back in 2019 to begin with, was the players and the facilities. And now he's approaching his 1-month anniversary as the Atlanta United 2 head coach. That'll be July 3rd. Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Lyndon. 26 minutes gone from BBVA Field. Still Atlanta United 2 in front of the Central Division leaders, Birmingham Legion FC. But here comes Junior Flemings into open space. He's got Nico Brett and Bruno Lapa running with him, and J.J. Williams, although that pass from Brett's split the difference between Williams and Dean.
Yeah, it was an in-betweener. Both JJ and Johnny Dean didn't know who that pass was to. They left it for the other guy. It went straight out of bounds.
All the way back to Camden Feo, who plays to his goalkeeper, Rocco Rios Novo, who had a busy first 5 or 10 minutes. Been a much quieter last 15 minutes or so. As Atlanta United 2 have really found their footing. They found the opening goal.
Legion came out in a 4-3-3, which I think surprised Atlanta United 2 a little bit. It took them a couple minutes to get themselves organized and figure out who's defending who. After that first 10 minutes, they've settled in pretty well and had more than their share of possession and given up 0 shots on goal after that first 10 minutes.
And Mike, that formation a departure for Birmingham Legion FC, who have really found quite a bit of success over the past month plus, playing just 3 at the back, mostly out of a 3-5-2, but some 3-4-3 as well.
Well, it looked like Legion were tinkering with things, trying to figure out how do we get all these attacking players on the field. They figured it out. They were in a 3-5-2, as you said. Then it kind of shifted to a 3-4-3. But you lose Zach Aravo to international duty for the Gold Cup coming up. And so you're missing one of those key pieces. You switch to 4 in the back, makes some sense. You keep the 3 guys up front. And they've played pretty well. It's not like they've been played off the park. They just gave up 1 opportunity that was finished well. Other than that, I think they've had a pretty solid performance so far.
Kasim under duress gives it away. And now a chance for Atlanta United 2 to break. Chris Allen looking over the top. Matias Benitez can't quite bring it down, but does beat Junior Flemings to it. Benitez along the byline, lost it, out of play.
That was really close. Junior Flemings gave him just a little bit of a bump, made him take an extra half second on the touch. See it right here as he goes, a little bump right there, making sure he can't get to the ball to keep it in. A little bit of experience from Junior Flemings.
Matias Benitez was the primary danger man for Atlanta United 2 this past weekend. He scored Atlanta United 2's goal against OKC Energy. Gave Atlanta an early lead, but OKC stormed back with a pair of their own to take all 3 points on Sunday in Kennesaw. Josh Bauer pushing forward from his center back position. No foul given as Cavito wins the ball. Here comes Birmingham. Junior Flemings running into space over the top. Great first touch from Flemings, who's brought down by Washington. Free kick given, and it is going to be yellow shown to Washington.
I tell you, controversial moment here. No question this stops a clear goal scoring chance. You got the league leader in goals being brought down from behind on a breakaway. How this is yellow and not red. Last defender. The replay board is showing it again and again. The fans aren't happy with the call. the referee's not going to look at the board.
Legion players gesturing towards the board and the assistant referee on this side of the park.
Referee and the assistant referee talking through their mouthpieces and earpieces. Doesn't look like he's changing his mind.
So it is just a yellow card caution shown to Bryce Washington, brought to you by Rubio Law Firm. One more look at it here. So you can see, is Washington the last offender, and does he deny an obvious goal scoring opportunity?
Well, it's an obvious goal scoring opportunity, no doubt about that. Was he the last man back? You could argue if you want to. We know how the Legion fans feel about it. Atlanta United 2 fans are saying, of course there were people back. No doubt about it. The referee got that one right.
Free kick brought to you by Birmingham Freightliner. In a dangerous spot here for Bruno Lapa and J.J. Williams. Against a 4-man Atlanta wall. Lapa just wide. Half an hour gone here from BBVA Field. Atlanta still in front. One more look. The opportunity here from Lapa. Beat the wall, but not the post of Rocco Rios Novo. Probably get a better look at it here. Wide by maybe a couple of feet in the end, based on that look from our down in front goal cam. Great first touch by Matias Benitez to free himself around Kavita. Trying to cut it back, still has it, trying to get around Van Oekel, can't do that. A huge play by Matt Van Oekel as Matias Benitez looked to be in on goal. Now Birmingham trying to build out through the Atlanta United 2 pressure. Junior Flemings is fouled, nicked from behind by Chris Allen. And Birmingham waste absolutely no time putting it back in play. J.J. Williams on the far flank. Cutting it back against Caleb Wiley. Williams looking for some support, trying to flick through Dean. Played out in the end by Camden Feo. Tell you what, it's been an entertaining first 32 minutes tonight, as Camden Feo is down and a bit slow to get up after that challenge with Dean.
Camden Feo won the tackle, but I think Johnny Dean got a little piece of him.
Lapa surveys his pass cut out. Good defending by Mertz, and all the way back, Birmingham forced to play to the feet of Kavita. Both sides have had their chances here through a half hour plus. Atlanta have the one conversion of the night so far. How about that spin move from Prosper Kasim? But the pass doesn't quite get all the way through to J.J. Williams.
Prosper Kasim has had some really nice first touches, but then his passing has just been a little bit off tonight. He looks like a guy who hasn't played a match in a couple of months.
Kasim hasn't played since he came off injured after half an hour against Memphis 901 FC back on May 15th. He's missed 8 games, but back in the starting 11 tonight. Chris Allen, the Englishman, out wide for Caleb Wiley. Wiley an early service, and Matt Van Oekel a clean catch in the end.
Clean catch and a great throw out to Junior Flemings.
Flemings trying to get around Bauer. Good individual defending by Josh Bauer against the speed of Flemings.
Both teams showing some great touch, some great confidence to handle some difficult balls.
Hasn't been much slowing down either. Both sides continue to push forward one way and then the other. Bryce Washington lobs one towards the top of the area. Alex Cornali up to get it. Williams for Flemings. Lovely interplay there, and here comes Junior Flemings. He's got help on either side. Nico Bretz on his right. Rios Novo off his line.
Rios Nova doing really well, getting out quickly to that ball. No chance for Nico Brett.
So far, so good for the 19-year-old from LA, Rocco Rios Nova. We'll put it back in play in just a moment. Fans, since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Riley sends us out of play off the touch of J.J. Williams. A little less than 10 minutes till the halftime whistle. It feels like we're going to see some more scoring opportunities here in the closing stages of this first half. Matias Benitez trying to fight off Kavita, does so. Good work once again by the young striker holding up play. Mertz trying to turn, does so, beats the first man, does not beat J.J. Williams. But a good couple of turns from Camden Feo to help him out and push things forward. Good extended run of possession here for Atlanta United 2. The possession really all Birmingham's early. More Atlanta United 2s lately. We're almost exactly 50-50 through 36 plus minutes tonight.
Possession was 60-40 for the first 15 minutes of this match, but it's definitely flipped the other way now. Atlanta United keeping it well, moving it pretty quickly. Haven't created too many more shots on goal, but they're certainly getting farther up the field each time they possess it.
Bruno Lapa trying to send some of the black jerseys forward here. Ryan James has joined the attack from his left fullback position. Alex Crognali looking over the top for James. Got up to win it against McFadden. Siadou trying to control it. Absorbs a couple of shots from Riley, keeps possession anyway. Last touch by McFadden. Throw in coming here for Birmingham. Good work by Crognali. J.J. Williams with a try from distance. Looked like Rios Novo had it covered in the end.
Even though that shot isn't on target, it lets the defense know that if you sit back, we're going to take these shots. J.J. can really hammer a ball. The hope is to make that defense come out and play a little higher, and maybe it opens up a gap behind for other players.
Throw in coming here for Atlanta United 2. It is Pride Night here on this Wednesday, and Birmingham fans, USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ plus community through the Forever Proud project. USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forward-forever-proud. Closing stages of this first half. It's been a busy first half for both sides. Both sides have generated their fair share of opportunities. Both sides have had moments in this contest where they feel like they've controlled the run of play. Anderson Asiadu hit from behind, foul given. Prosper Kassim, the young Ghanaian, couldn't quite connect with Junior Flemings. Atlanta can build once again through Rocco Rios Novo. O'Reilly goes down. Referee doesn't blow his whistle. Birmingham win it back quickly. Lapa for Brett, for Asiadu. For Dean. Williams couldn't redirect it on frame. But Kassim wins the battle to the loose ball. Asiadu. Lovely one-touch passing. Lapa denied. Brett's rebound is in. It's that man again. Nico Brett continues to find the back of the nets. And with the Selly to boot, we're level at 1.
Some magical touches. I'm sure we'll see the replay here in just a moment. Some great combination play, creating 2 or 3 chances to score. But certainly once again, it's Nico Brett who finds the back of the net.
The 8th goal of the year for Nico Brett. Birmingham can fire up the Forge once more here at BBVA Field. One more look at the goal-scoring touch.
Fantastic goal, great opportunity, and a big save off of Bruno Lapa, but the rebound falls straight to Nico Brett, who does what he does best, simply calmly put it in the back of the goal.
The one-touch passing in tight spaces was excellent, generated the initial chance for Lapa. And Nico Brett there to pounce on the rebound. Make it 5 goals in the last 5 games for the Jamaican forward. And just like that, we find ourselves level tonight. Three and a half minutes plus any added time left in our first 45. And Mike, it just felt like such a back and forth, fairly even first half between the two sides. Probably only fair that Birmingham found one there.
Certainly both teams have had some chances.
They might have another here. Is Brett onside? No is the answer to that question. The flag does go up.
Just a little late releasing that pass. Nico Brett got behind the defense. But both teams have created chances. Both teams deserve their goal. I don't think anybody can argue with the 1-1. I think Jack Collison's probably a little frustrated with his team because they've had this history lately of giving up goals after going in front, and they've done that once again.
43rd minute. Does this first half have any more scoring opportunities left in it? Robbie Mertz seems to think yes. Here he comes along with Atlanta United 2's front line. Caleb Wiley providing support to the wing. His cross away. James heads it away. And Asiadu with an acrobatic clearance to the delight of the crowd. Bauer, Will Riley. Not a bad back post ball, but the flag goes up. Matias Benitez was in an offside position.
It was a pretty good service. Hard to beat Alex Cronali at 6'5" in the air.
Washington back to the feet of Riley. Riley trying to split defenders. Anderson Asiadu says no. Now some time and space for Birmingham to build forward once more. Bruno Lapa, plenty of space in midfield. Johnny Dean running the flanks to the right. Lapa makes the run. Dean plays him in. Lapa's service got away, but just a bit beyond both Williams and Brett.
Bruno Lapa is seeing a lot more of the ball than he has the last few games. Legion last season loved to play through Bruno Lapa. This year teams have been more aware of him. He's had fewer touches, but tonight it's the open style of Atlanta United 2 that's allowing him a little bit more room to get the ball and create.
Another defensive intervention there for Anderson Asiadu. And it gives Birmingham possession back, although J.J. Williams' pass is a bit too far for Nico Brett. see how much stoppage time we have to close out this first half. Our fourth official tonight is Kendall McCardell. And a word from down below, and Linda Blake is 2 minutes of stoppage time are coming, brought to you by UAB Medicine. A first half that's had 2 goals, 3 yellow cards. Now it is indeed confirmed down below. 2 minutes of stoppage time to close out this first half here at BBVA Field. McFadden trying to fight off Fonwell Kavita, and a foul is given against Kavita, much to his displeasure.
I didn't hear the whistle, and I didn't think it was a foul. I thought he did really well to reach around. The referee felt he was pulling on the man, gave a little tug.
So McFadden and Atlanta United 2 will have another set-piece opportunity here at the dying stages of this first half. Fans, don't forget 4th of July weekend starts with a bang when the USL on ESPN continues Saturday, July 3rd. It's a Golden State clash as San Diego Loyal plays host to Sacramento Republic. Saturday, July 3rd at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central on ESPN2, capping off an action-packed day of soccer on the ESPN family of networks. For those joining us on ESPN Plus and My 68, it has been an entertaining first half tonight between Birmingham and Atlanta. McFadden's service wasn't a bad one. It doesn't find a white shirt who can redirect it on goal in the end. Throw in coming for Birmingham from the deep corner.
Legion taking their time here, not really wanting to throw this ball in so deep in their own end.
Able to keep it in play for Atlanta. Maybe time for one more Atlanta opportunity here. Sabatu, good hold up play there. Matias Benitez with a shot. Van Oekel punches it aside. Another opportunity. James with an intervention to send it away. And a free kick given as James was brought down. Matt Van Oekel to the rescue there. Not a bad effort from the Argentinian Matias Benitez.
Matt Van Oekel, every game he's come up with 1 or 2 key saves. That may be the one right there.
Good hold up play from Junior Flemings. We've played our allotted 2 minutes. Referee looks at his watch now. And there's the halftime whistle. A back and forth, up and down, entertaining first 45 minutes plus. And in the end, we're level going into the break. 1-1 our score between Birmingham Legion FC and Atlanta United 2. Quite the performance from both sides, Mike. You gotta have a feeling both sides relatively pleased going into the locker room.
Yeah, I think both teams have some things to be proud of. Both coaches will find 1 or 2 things to hammer into their teams and make sure that they come out even better in the second half.
So we'll see what adjustments are coming out of the dressing rooms, but coming up at halftime, plenty to get to, including a busy week coming up in the USL Championship. Plus, we sat down with Zach Steffen, the U.S. men's national team and Manchester City goalkeeper, for his thoughts as he is the guest of honor tonight at BBVA Field. That's all coming up as our coverage of Birmingham Legion and Atlanta United 2 continues in just a moment.
Your bank for today, your bank for tomorrow. BBVA is your bank for life's opportunities, with an app that makes banking easy and service that makes it personal. For your next opportunity, BBVA is your bank.
At Red Diamond, we've spent 112 years searching the world for the perfect beans. Your search will be considerably shorter. Red Diamond. Expect perfection. Available at a grocer near you. When your taste buds demand greatness, nothing compares to Red Diamond coffee. Unless, of course, it's Red Diamond tea. No shortcuts, no skimping. Perfect's not easy. Red Diamond. Available at a grocer near you.
Your bank for then, your bank for now. BBVA is your bank for getting back to work with more than $3.6 billion in small business loans and an award-winning app. For helping your business move forward, BBVA is your bank.
Welcome back to our coverage of Birmingham Legion FC soccer. I'm Blake Gardner, joined by a very special guest, Manchester City and U.S. men's national team goalkeeper Zach Steffen. Zach, thanks for taking some time for us today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
First of all, last time we saw you was in the CONCACAF Nations League final against Mexico. Unfortunately, had to come off hurt in that contest. So how's the knee? How are we feeling?
Yeah, no, the knee's good. Just a little bone bruise, a couple weeks out. It's feeling much better now and back in the gym and yeah, feeling good.
Of course, it was a very busy season for you across club and country. Let's start with club. Manchester City won the League Cup, made it all the way to the Champions League final, won the Premier League, of course. How has your experience been with Man City?
I mean, it's been amazing so far. I couldn't really ask for a better situation. Obviously, I want to play in, week out, but I mean, training with these guys and learning from Eddie and Pep and all the guys on the team. I mean, I feel like I've already gotten better, and I'm learning so much. And it was very surreal this past season, and I'm just hoping this next season is just another stepping stone.
And of course, with country, the U.S. men's national team winners, the CONCACAF Nations League final. Of course, big World Cup qualifying coming up here starting in a couple of months. How do you feel about this team and this young core? How is it coming together?
No, it's an exciting time for us. We have a lot of youth and we have a lot of potential. So it's really about finding that brotherhood on the field. We have a very good camaraderie off the field. So it's really just finding our rhythm and balance and our tactics on the field and coming together and putting that on display and getting these results.
Of course, you said you spent most of this offseason in Philly, but down here in Birmingham for the next couple of days. What brings you here?
Yeah, man. I mean, Alex Granale, he and I go way back since Maryland, and I haven't seen him in a couple of years, so I had to come down here, catch a game, see what his life's like down here, and yeah, do a little voice now work, and yeah, no, it's good to see him. It's good to see where he's been, and I'm excited for the game tomorrow night.
You and Alex both spent time as Terrapins, both spent time with Columbus Crew as well. What do you remember about playing with Alex?
I mean, he's a big body in front of me. I miss, I mean, yeah, the guys I'm playing with now are obviously world class, but no, it was fun playing with Alex and obviously getting to know him, his family in Columbus, and yeah, we definitely have some great memories on the field.
And lastly, tell me a little bit about Voice Now and what you've been doing with them. Yeah,
so I mean, it's just really about giving back to the youth who need a helping hand, and we're working with the Boys and Girls Club of America in 7 major cities, just trying to get into those clubs and give them resources that they need to further their education, to further their nutrition, and to grow and to have opportunities that I had and Alex had growing up.
Well, thanks for the time. Enjoy the rest of training. Obviously, you've watched a little bit of training here. 3 points tomorrow coming for Legion?
Yeah, man. The level's high. The guys look good. They look sharp, crisp. So I'm excited to see the 3 points and hopefully a shutout tomorrow.
Well, I know everybody's excited to see you at the game tomorrow, see Legion get another 3-point performance, and excited to see you back on the field in the very near future. Zach, thanks for the time.
No problem, man. Thank you.
More of our coverage of Birmingham Legion FC soccer coming right after this.
I wasn't going to let anything get in my way of achieving my goals, which were to be a professional soccer player. So the first opportunity I got at preseason, when a teammate asked if I was dating a girl or something, I just came out to a bunch of my teammates at dinner and said, no, I'm gay. All I needed to do was that one time, because then I didn't lie. Your sexuality should never limit you from playing the sport you love.
Brings it down to his chest. Jordan McCreary has tied it here. Takes a hard strike, saved by Romovic.
Welcome back to BBVA Field here in Birmingham, Alabama. Our score line 1-1 between Birmingham Legion FC and Atlanta United 2. Let's get a look at our Central Division standings coming into tonight. And, of course, Mike, Birmingham Legion lead the way atop the table, 19 points through their first 10 contests. But Atlanta United 2, not too far below the playoff line, just a couple of points off the pace set by Indy 11 in that 4 spot.
right now, the top four are really what I think everybody thought we'd see at the start of the year. But Atlanta United, too, who started out really strong at the beginning, isn't far off the pace. A win tonight would put them into that playoff hunt.
And of course, Louisville City right on the heels of Birmingham Legion FC at the top of the table. They dropped a couple of points at home against Indy 11 in a wild 3-3 affair this past weekend. Speaking of some other scores, let's get a look at some of the other scores from games that have taken place. Of course, San Diego Loyal took out Oakland Roots on Tuesday. San Diego Loyal, Mike, maybe one of the stories of the USL Championship right now. What a turnaround for those guys.
Big turnaround, and I think Landon Donovan, player, coach, owner, everything he's been in soccer in this country. I don't think there's anybody who's not a Landon Donovan fan, and so it's good to see his organization moving in the right direction.
The only other Eastern Conference contest underway tonight, Loud United and Pittsburgh Riverhounds, just 14 minutes deep, still scoreless over there. Meanwhile, on the western side of things, Rio Grande Valley FC back home and back in the score sheet once again. Just 5 minutes in, they took the lead over El Paso Locomotive. RGV FC have been one of the biggest surprises as well so far in 2021. And then for Birmingham fans, keeping an eye on Louisville City and FC Tulsa, who both have matches coming up on Friday against Central Division foes. Across the rest of the USL Championship, some of the news and notes we haven't touched on so far tonight. Haji Berry just continues to score goals. I thought Nico Brett might be the best goal scorer here in 2021, but Haji Berry is giving him a run for his money.
Well, he's been really hot lately, scored a bunch. Sometimes forwards just don't see goalkeepers anymore. They just see the net and everything they touch goes in.
Meanwhile, Velasquez coming back to El Paso, certainly a big story for El Paso Locomotive, who are trying to bolster their attack. And also in the news, Des Moines, Iowa receiving funding for a stadium setup. They could come online to USL the next couple of years as USL continues to add markets that are appealing. I'm
really excited about that Des Moines club. They've had a great showing of fan support over many, many years, mostly at the amateur level, but that's a town that's ready for pro soccer.
Back here at BBVA Field, let's get a look at the story of our first 45 minutes between Birmingham Legion FC and Atlanta United 2. We talked about how even that first half was. The stats kind of bear that out.
Yeah, I think it's been a very even match. Score is even. Chances has been pretty even. I think both coaches had a lot to be happy with, and yet somehow both coaches seemed unhappy when they left the field. So I'll be curious to see what changes they each make coming into the second half.
We figured Atlanta United 2 is going to get a bolstered attack thanks to Aiden McFadden back in the starting 11. He certainly has been a difference maker up top. He found the score sheet early. But Birmingham able to find an equalizer to take us 1-1 into the halftime break. What does our second half have in store? We'll find out when we return.
Okay, at AT&T, everyone gets our best deals on all smartphones.
Let me break it down. You got your new customers.
They get our best deals. You got your existing customers. They also get our best deals. Everyone gets the deals.
Questions?
Got it. But why did you use a permanent marker?
Because I want to make sure you remember.
I'm gonna get a new whiteboard.
It's not complicated. Only AT&T gives new and existing customers the same great deals on all smartphones. Get up to $800 off our latest 5G smartphones.
Coors Light is cold filtered for brightness and clarity. The world's most refreshing beer, Coors Light.
Welcome back to a lovely night here in Birmingham, Alabama, BBVA Field. Blake Gardner, Mike Getman, Lyndon Blake, your crew here on My 68 and ESPN+. It was a busy first 45 minutes between Birmingham Legion FC and Atlanta United 2. Down below, the third member of our crew, Lyndon Blake, is standing by with Birmingham Legion FC assistant coach Conno Smith. Lyndon?
All right, Conno, Atlanta came out hot, scoring the first goal, but Nico Brett to the rescue with that equalizer. Can you take us through that build-up?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a good attack from us. I think it took us a while to, I thought we started the game well, and then all of a sudden they got back into the game, and then we got back into it. So we just need to do a better job. We know what their strengths are. They're young, enthusiastic, energetic, and if we don't match that, we're going to be in for a tough second half.
Is that what your message was to the team at the half? Because you know Atlanta is not going to sit back.
Yeah, of course. They play exactly like their first team does. It's the same. They're on the front foot all the time. So we kind of have to get that initiative and take it back. We think we fixed a couple of things tactically, so hopefully that helps and puts the game in our favor.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Thanks, Lyndon. Thanks to head coach or assistant coach Connor Smith as he takes us through what Birmingham talked about after 45 minutes. Here are some of the highlights from those first 45, and Aiden McFadden got Atlanta United 2 off to a great start.
It was really the first chance for Atlanta United, but a great run from McFadden, and then a lot of composure on the finish.
6 goals now for the Notre Dame product, Aiden McFadden, who once again finds the score sheet. And then a bit of a miscommunication here at the back gifted Atlanta another opportunity in short order.
Good free kick, and when it left his foot, it looked like it might just nestle in the back of the net, but ball was just wide.
This is probably the most controversial moment of the first 45 minutes. Bryce Washington brings down Junior Flemings. Was he the last offender? Did he deny an obvious goal-scoring opportunity? He was shown just yellow for his efforts. Birmingham not able to convert that chance. They converted this one, though. Not the first time, but the second.
Really a top-class goal, some fantastic tight touches in very small space, and then another good composed finish from Nico Brett, and he goes off dancing.
You can dance like that when you score like that. 8 goals now, 5 in 5 games for Nico Brett as he continues to bring his goal-scoring touch to this Legion FC side in 2021. What does the second half have in store? Right now, it has lightning. As both sides made their way out of the dressing rooms to get ready for the second 45 minutes, lightning has come to BBVA Field, and we will not start this second half on time. And what a disappointment that is after such an energetic first half.
It was a great first half. Both teams come out, look excited to get back to it. And we're going to take a little break instead.
So after coming out of the locker rooms, they will head back that direction and wait a minimum of 30 minutes until we get some direction on whether the lightning clears the area. So 1-1 our scoreline. We have not started the second half. For more updates, go to @BHM Legion and @ATL UTD2 to see when we will have a restart. But right now at 8:10 Central Time, we are in a lightning delay here at BBVA Field. We were able to catch up with head coach Tom Sohn for Birmingham Legion FC earlier this week. He took us through a bit of his training and his team's ready up for this contest against Atlanta United 2. Let's hear from him.
You know, it's been good. It almost seems irregular to have a normal week. Don't know what to do with ourselves. And so we actually used it, though, to work on some things that we felt over the course of the last 4 games we can improve upon. And so it was valuable time, and look, the rest is just as important. So, but we've had a couple really good days, and we're hoping that translates to the game.
I don't know, everybody was disappointed to have that Austin game washed away, but had to feel good to bounce back on the road at Miami and pick up a big 3 points.
Yeah, you know, again, it was a really good defensive effort. I keep bragging about that, but it's the truth. Those guys have been putting together really good shifts all the way down to Matt. You know, and I still wait for that day where our attack really comes together, and it's coming. It'd be nice to come soon because I'm getting pretty old watching these 1-0 games, but I love winning those too.
Of course, second time you see Atlanta United this year coming up tomorrow. Of course, the first time was one of those 1-0 wins on the road at Atlanta. A really gritty performance. Do you expect something similar this time around?
You know, it's up to us. I think now that we have a better understanding of what they're about, having played them, we should have a game plan set, and we've talked about what the game plan is. If we execute it, I think we can open them up early. So, again, but it's up to us to perform at that best.
And after having a little bit of time off to rest and recuperate and get some guys healthy, it feels like your team's about as healthy as they've been since the start of the year coming into this one.
Yeah, I think we're in a good place. You know, now you start losing guys to national team call-ups, which is inevitable, but it's a real positive for them, and it opens the door for the next guy to do the job. And, you know, everybody understands the roles here. So we never dwell on that, and like I said, we're deep this year, and now it's a luxury to have depth.
Well, Coach Tom Stone said he was tired of watching 1-0 games. It's going to take at least 2 goals for somebody to take all 3 points tonight, but I'm sure he's been happy with the way his team's gone forward this evening so far.
Yeah, they played well. I'm not sure I'd use the word he's happy because he looked a little unhappy when he left the field. I think that was more about the non-red card from the referee on what looked to be a clear breakaway. But other than that, I think his team has played well, and he's probably reasonably satisfied with how they've been playing.
Fans continue to slowly file out of BBVA Field. Everyone forced to evacuate the premises as we are officially a few minutes into a lightning delay. Again, a minimum of 30 minutes here of delay without lightning before we can think about resuming this contest. So at earliest, we're looking at 8:45, 8:50, potentially Central Time for a restart. Also this week, though, had a chance to mic up head coach Tom Stone as his side got in a training session or 2 back from Miami getting ready for this contest. Here's sounds from Birmingham Legion FC training.
When it's your turn and it gets tight, have bigger eyes. See if we can open the game. Beat some lines and release the pressure, right? Get your head up. That goes for neutrals just the same. It might be you. Actually, I think you missed a good one there to release that pressure, right? JJ's all alone. See the whole field. Good, Bruno. Good penetrating ball. Beat a line. See if we can beat a line. Come on, build it up now. Have a way. Good, Marcos. That's it. Bring him in, and open him up. Good win, Jack. Good win, Jack. Good spot. Good talk. Nico, great communication. Options. We knew it was a tough one. Now, can we keep it, Gray? Make him work. Get there, Ben. Demand it, Ben. Great ball, RJ. All right. Still release the pressure. Good cover, Johnny. Let it move now. Let the ball work. Make him chase. Good. Good talk, Mikey. Great idea, Marcos. Just put a little pass on it, right? Take him out of there. Play the way you face was perfect. Who's that 2? Jack, put a name on it, Jack. You take away a touch for him. We know it's 2. Good idea. Just clean it up, right? Yes. Well done. Good look, Jackson. That ball was out. Good win, Marcos. Good. Good info. Great look. Way to beat a line. Good. Once we get it down and play and then you beat a line, it opens the whole game up. The last part of it is once you play that ball, don't die on it because you're the first option they see next. Go get it again. It's good, though. It's getting where we need it to be. You got the extra guy with Bruno now. Daigo, we must work on your jumping. Daigo, we work on your jumping a little bit. Good win, Junior. Be an option now. Movement. Good defending, though, Mikey. Good defending. Talk to him. Know where you're going. Don't do it blind. Play the way you face unless you're sure. Good, Jaden. Way to see that out. Now we open up again. Good. Can we stretch it? Yes, coast. That's the one. Good. There we go. Now we open up the space. Draw him in again and see if we can play it again. Ooh, just behind. Play it. Yes. There we go. Brilliant. Yes. There we go. Come on, Pink. Now can we win it back? They've got you. Can we win it back? Well done. Well done, P. Can we get out? It's tight. Giving it. The idea was good. Love those little exchanges, Marcos. Play the way you face and we get out. Good. There you go. Well done, Marcos. Unlucky, though. That was a good set, huh? That was pretty to watch.
Good stuff from head coach Tom Stone. Appreciate him letting us mic him up earlier this week. Listen, though, got to defend Daigo Kobayashi, okay? His jumping ability is fine. It's perfectly fine for the young 38 years old that he is.
I think that's head coach and senior player having a good time together. I think he was trying to pick on him because there isn't much else you can pick on him about.
Daigo Kobayashi might come off the bench tonight along with Mikey Lopez, 2 of the primary midfielders that are in the starting, not in the starting lineup, but in the 18 tonight for Birmingham Legion FC. Meanwhile, here at BBVA Field, everyone has cleared the building officially. As lightning is in the area, there could be a little bit of rain coming our direction, but the rain is less of a problem. The lightning and thunder pose a bit more of an issue at the moment, and with another lightning strike, we're at least another 30 minutes away from thinking about the restart of this contest. And then, of course, you're now to the point where you've been delayed enough, Mike, where you're going to have to see guys get a little bit of a mini training session, a mini warm-up, just to think about getting back and getting fit back in for another 45.
Yeah, once you've sat down for too long, it does take another good 20 minutes to get the guys warmed back up. You don't want to create injuries for either team. And so 30 minutes till they're allowed on the field, but then how long afterward to get really ready to play?
Well, one of the guys that is responsible for monitoring the fitness and the health levels of Birmingham Legion FC is Dan Barlow. We caught up with him a week or so ago and talked about his role, his job with this Birmingham Legion FC club, making sure they're fit and healthy and ready to go. For more on Dan Barlow, here that is.
I'm here with Dan Barlow, the Director of Sports Science and Performance for Birmingham Legion. Dan, tell us a little bit of what that really means. What is your role with the team?
Sure, Mike. Happy to. So my role as Director of Sports Science and Performance is I wear a lot of hats. If this was a English Premier League club or someplace like that, there would be several people doing the jobs that I do. But here, that entails everything from the movement prep we do before we ever get on the field, the nutrition, the weight training that we do, the load monitoring that we do. So there's a fair number of things that are involved. I do have some help. We have a good relationship with UAB, and so we have a dietitian, a sports psychologist that we work with there.
Okay. You mentioned, what you do before practice. In the old days, guys would come out to the field, they'd sit down and stretch for 20 minutes. Is that
Sure.
what players are doing these days?
No, not so much anymore. So what we do prior to training, there's usually several players that need treatment from Maggie Campanera, our athletic trainer. And so certain guys will be coming in and doing that. We also have movement screens that we go through, and what we're trying to do before we get out on the field and our pre-training activities is we're trying to increase the quality of our training sessions and the movement in our training sessions. And so we do those for two reasons. We do those to avoid overuse injuries, and we do those to make every session that we do as high quality as we can do. We use GPS pods and we monitor everybody's total movement, total distance that they move per day, high-speed running, accelerations, decelerations, all that good stuff. And so we use that. We have certain targets we want to hit on a daily basis and on a weekly basis. We know what they are. We try our best to hit those targets to make sure that the guys are fit, but that they're also fresh when we get to match day.
Sounds like you've got quite a workload of your own. You've got all of this off-season prep. You've got pre-practice prep with the players.
Yeah.
And I've seen you today taking care of some of the guys who maybe are injured and so forth.
Yeah.
And of course, we heard you say that you then go into the weight room with some of the guys and do some work there.
Yeah.
It seems like quite a full day for you.
Yeah, but it's fun, There's that saying where if you like what you do, you never have to work a day. I don't know. I'm sure I'm getting that quote wrong, but there's something like that. It's something like that.
Something like that. Close enough. Well, Dan, we
Yeah.
appreciate you taking time to talk with us.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
Thanks to Dan Barlow for his time. The wind has certainly picked up here at BBVA Field as semblance of a storm is moving across downtown Birmingham. The rain really hasn't come yet, but the lightning continues around BBVA Field, so our start time continues to get pushed back by increments of 5, 10, 15 minutes or so. Blake Gardner, Mike Emmon, Lyndon Blake, your crew here from BBVA Field. 1-1 our score, Mike. Didn't get a chance to start the second half, and looks like we won't start that second half for at least 40, 45 minutes or so. But I know both teams are both anxiously trying to get back out here, and why not? We had such a good first half. We were ready for an even better second.
It was a really good first half, very entertaining. The fans were certainly enjoying it. Unfortunately, as has been the case for the past few weeks here in Birmingham, lots of lightning and lots of delays.
Well, we'll keep you posted at BHM Legion on Twitter, at ATLUTD2 on Twitter for more updates on when we might have a projected resumption time for the second 45 minutes of this contest between Birmingham Legion FC and Atlanta United 2. But for now, we'll say so long. Hopefully we talk to you here in just a little bit.